Hi, and welcome to Pier 33. This is Tide Curran, and we're standing alongside a new Pursuit 315 offshore. We're going to do a video walkthrough for the new owner of the boat, our friend Matt. We're not going to get to be with Matt when he actually takes possession of the boat. So Matt, I'd like to take you through some of the features and systems of the boat and make sure that you're comfortable with how everything is going to operate. A few times as we go through this little video tour, I'll end my segment by saying the word next, and then our camera operator will move on to the next segment along with me. So Matt, just stay with us and we'll take you through your new Pursuit. Next. Okay Matt, one of the first things I wanted to show you, we promised we were going to do a little tape repair for you. The segment of tape that we replaced was approximately from here to here. We actually used the splice the Pursuit already had, and we replaced both the top and the bottom pieces of tape so that everything would line up perfectly. Looks just as if it was done at the factory. So Casey, if you would take a little shot of this section. Alright, the tape damage was right in here, and that's been completed properly. Next. Okay Matt, one of the very first things I want to show you is the different electrical systems that you have on the boat. I know that you've done some boating in the past, but I'm not sure how familiar you are with each of the systems that you'll find here. There's excellent detail that you'll find in the Pursuit manuals, and I'll show those to you in a little bit on this video. But the part I want to show you right now is what Pursuit refers to as the main distribution panel. This has got all the controls for both of your battery systems, house and electronics, as well as your engine batteries. Okay, battery switches go on. That brings your voltmeters to life, and this would also activate the battery switches for your engines. You have breakers for all the different systems on the boat, your bow thruster, electronics, your helm, and then both your all your fridge, the vacuum flush system, and your macerators as well. There's a main breaker for the windlass, and then individual breakers that if a system did fail, this breaker would pop so that it could be reset, or after repair the accessory could be repaired as well. Right now you'll see your voltmeter output for both sets of batteries. Again, this is your 12-volt system. When you leave the boat, just be sure to turn your battery switches off, and any accessories that you're not using, also disengage those breakers. Again, your 12-volt system. This is directly underneath the companion seat. Next. Okay, Matt, down inside the cabin on the starboard side of the V-berth dinette is your shore power panel, your AC panel. As you can see here, we've got both an amp meter as well as a voltmeter. We're plugged in on shore power right now, so when I turn on this main, the voltmeter will come to life and let me know that I've got voltage coming in. Then we've got different breakers for each accessory: microwave, air conditioning, interior outlets, cockpit accessories, battery charger. That is one that's important to keep on so that your batteries are charged when you return to the boat. Hot water heater, that should only be on if there's water in the system. A breaker for your stove, and then there's a spare breaker that currently is not assigned to any accessory. So the main here, the battery charger here, and then you turn other accessories on as needed when you're enjoying the boat. Next. Okay Matt, we've gone through the electrical system of your boat. Now let's start going through some of the plumbing. You've got two elements to your freshwater system on the boat. There's both a freshwater holding tank as well as a shore pressure inlet. To fill your freshwater holding tank, that cap is right here nearby this cockpit sink. To activate the pressure water system, there's a switch on the dash marked freshwater. Your helm main breaker must be on. Turn on that switch, and now that's going to deliver fresh water right to each of your faucets in the boat. Galley faucet, head shower, head sink, this sink out here. The other part of your freshwater system is all the way aft. Follow me with the camera. And if you lean over the edge here, you'll see not only where we plug the shore power in, but the shore pressure inlet is located right here. And if you scan over there to that side, right past our shoes and above that cardboard box, this is your swimmer's shower. This is powered by that same system, and that's also activated with the pressure switch. When you are plugged in on shore water, that line that I just showed you on the other side of the boat, you'll have direct pressure through the entire system without turning that switch on. Next. Okay Matt, in addition to your freshwater system for the boat, you've also got a raw water system. That'll give you a raw water washdown. as well as intake for your live well. The controls for those to activate any of them are located under the port stern gunnel. You'll see one switch on the top that is the intake for that activates the live well pump. The live well is actually located in the starboard stern corner of the boat. You'll also have a switch there that activates the washdown pump, and another one that activates the fish box macerator. Okay? That fish box macerator is a switch that must be held on in place to drain down the fish box and run any waste from the fish box through the macerator system itself. Those other two systems, both the raw water washdown as well as the live well, those will stay on once the switches are activated. Over on this side you have Pursuit's live well, clear acrylic cover, and then a blue well inside. That's an aerated well. It'll drain overboard as well. And then down below this is where you have your raw water washdown spigot. To use the raw water washdown, attach your hose to the spigot there, turn the switch on, and through the same pump that feeds the live well, it'll draw seawater in to give you washdown capabilities as well as a supply for the live well. One other thing that I wanted to show you that's here in this corner, we were talking about shore power. Tucked up underneath there is an emergency breaker that in case there were a fault or a short in your shore power system, this is a code and a requirement that this breaker is here. So if you ever are not functioning properly on shore power, you may also want to check this spot. Next. Okay, Matt, one of the important critical areas of your boat is what I would call the machinery space. This is where all of your seacocks are located, as well as your bilge pumps and your other feeder pumps. Some of the things that we just operated on board the boat, for instance. The washdown system, that pump is in the port stern corner, as well as the seacock for that. Your live well pickup is inside this same area. Casey, come on over. Your live well, bait well pickup is right here, and the pump is off to the side. You also have dual bilge pumps, including your high water bilge float switch right here. You also have intakes here for the toilet supply. You've got access. Come on over. I want you to be able to see this. You've got access for your Sea-Star power steering system. Okay, that's all here. Two of your batteries are located here. Two of the batteries are located in the cabinet behind the main distribution panel that I showed you when we started the video. The other thing that I did before we came in here, in fact our crew they were cleaning the boat, this is a special disconnect from the fish box itself. When we put the fish box back in place here, these connectors will be clamped in place so that fish box will drain through the macerator system. And to make that drain, you must hold the macerator switch in place for that to work properly. Right now, to remove the entire box, we've simply disconnected it here, and now we've got the hose loose so we can work around down here as needed. Okay, Matt, now we're at the helm of your new Pursuit, and I want to just take you very quickly through a few of the accessories that are on the dash in case you haven't used them before. Casey, if you would follow my hands a little bit. Firstly, you've got the bow thruster. There is a breaker on the main distribution panel that must be on for the bow thruster to activate. When you press the power button and hold it in for a second, your red and green lights will activate. I'm just going to press it ever so slightly while we're on shore, okay? That other noise that you hear firing up in the background is actually our air compressor. That's not your bow thruster going off. But the bow thruster lights must be lit before this will activate, and you must have the breaker on the main distribution panel before the lights will come on. Thruster is just a port and starboard correction for you, and that will deactivate, I believe, after either 10 or 20 minutes of idle time. It'll go off automatically so that it can't be activated accidentally. The rest of your accessories are simple breaker accessories: horn, nav and anchor lights, windshield washers, cockpit lighting, which are LED lights at all your step points around the floor of the boat, Freshwater System, which we activated earlier, the power steering system. This is one of the very nice accessories that you've ordered on the boat. When the power steering is activated, it's really fingertip control for handling your boat. These are override switches for your forward bilge and your aft bilge pumps. If either one of those pumps is activated, the red light will illuminate even when it's in automatic mode. So if that light comes on and you haven't switched it to manual, that's the time to check your bilge to see if there's some unwanted water. You have individual switches for the 2 wipers. Okay. You also have an electrical vent that's in the center of the windshield. The switch is here on the dash. In case, if you would, show them the vent opening up front. And then you have a deploy and retrieve control here. This is for the windlass. There's a breaker for the windlass on the main distribution panel. That must be on before this can be operated. And before you deploy the windlass, you must take off the safety lanyard from the windlass itself, and then it's raised and lowered from this switch. On this side of the panel, you've got 4 empty accessory breakers. These can be used for any electronics that you add to the boat. You've got overhead lighting for red lights on the hardtop, as well as your overhead white lights. Spreader light, which are aft on the hardtop, and then panel backlighting. Okay, so this is your full switch package at the dash. Below these controls, in case if you can shoot just past me, your Yamaha key and the Yamaha lanyard. The use of this lanyard is critical. Yamaha requests that you pay special attention to this in the Yamaha safety manual. The lanyard must be in place, of course, before the engines can be started, and the operator should attach that lanyard to his belt loop or some other place that would kill the engines if he was dislodged from the helm. Once the key is on, this is a push button start and stop, and those buttons are located directly below the helm and right above the keys. The other thing that I want you to notice is when I key it on, the Yamaha Command Link Plus gauge comes to life. Hopefully that's viewable on the screen. This particular gauge is going to give you a lot of functions, and we'll try and go through the boat manuals here in just a moment that show you how to operate this. Very critical that you learn how to operate the fuel management function so that you know your accurate fuel level at all times. Okay? And the thing that we're going to tell you is right now you're holding 103 gallons of fuel. You should top off your fuel tanks before you take your first ride and go through the reset procedure. Next, Matt, here are some very important things I want you to pay special attention to. There's a very detailed pursuit binder that will be on board your boat in an obvious location for you to find. Pursuit goes through every system on the boat in terms of location of electrical, plumbing, structural systems, and other important areas. Pursuit also gives you a step-by-step aspect of a description of each area of the boat and how to use it. You'll also find throughout the boat, as well as within the manuals, a variety of warning labels and different things that are called to your attention by Pursuit. Okay, it's important that you pay attention to each one of these for your safety as well as for the safety of other boaters and your passengers. In addition, Pursuit provides this more general owner's manual that has an excellent boating safety section in it. I do recommend that you pay special attention to that as well. In that same binder, you'll have 2 manuals from Yamaha. One is an operational manual as well as your maintenance intervals for your engine. The other refers specifically to Command Link Plus. I'm also going to laminate a sheet from this manual that's important for you to know for fuel usage. These manuals will be found on board in an obvious location when we're done packing the boat. Matt, I want to thank you. We're in the final moments of our video. I don't think we're going to get a chance to meet and go boating together, but we certainly appreciate you making your purchase of the Pursuit through Pier 33. Thanks very much. Best of luck.